Hey, what's up? So this is I'm here in Hong Kong, finishing up the series Behind the Great Wall, Beijing, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So this part, we're gonna talk about the ugly. This is the real bad parts of Beijing. All right, this is serious stuff here. This is, like I said, the negatives for me outweigh the positives when it comes to Beijing. I was there, for 8 months, and I really, looking back, there were things that I got from my trip there, but I'm trying to help the next traveler. So in case you're somebody offering you a position, if in case that's why I'm making this video, I'm not just complaining to complain. In case you're thinking about moving to Beijing, you're thinking about relocating, and someone's offering you the great position, you're not sure if you should go to Beijing or another part of China. Let me just go for it. So this is the ugly parts of Beijing, the pollution. Oh, the pollution is very serious, and um, as it gets colder, the pollution in relation to the weather, um, you know, at first I didn't take it seriously. It was when I first got there. It was when I arrived in Beijing. It was in May of 2013. It was very hot. So I would hear reports about the pollution, the smog, and it wasn't. I didn't really see it too much. For the most part, when it's warm, the air is pretty clear. But there are reports about the bad weather. So one guy I met, he's from Cali actually, and I met him and his girlfriend. He told me, he said he was walking around with a mask on, and I said, is it really necessary? He said, yeah, it's necessary. And he told me, he said, listen, man, when it starts getting cold, it's hard, it's unbearable. And he wasn't lying. About the 6 month mark, about November, when it started getting cold, on a daily basis, it was the cloud. It was just like a gray skies on a daily basis. And I love rainy, I love rain, I love rain, I love cloudy weather. Having rainfall, I love that. But when there are gray clouds from pollution, that is just like, and it's like a very foul, harsh air, and it gets like it starts making you sick, and it's like sick not only from the point of, and it's just foul. It's like there's a certain kind of, I can't even explain it. It's just like Beijing. I mentioned this in another one of the other videos, but one author wrote, Beijing is the ugliest city in the world, and I have to say that visually, it just it really was depressing. It's starting to get to a point where it just started taking its toll on me. It's not it, but the pollution, the days like when you wake up and you see this thick, gray, thick, gray, overcast sky, and it's not from, it's not due to any kind of anything to do with the natural weather. It's it's very unnatural. It's like living it's an industrial city. That's what I would say about Beijing. It's like an industrial city. So personally, like if you are, uh, this is just my personal opinion. My recommendation to anybody who's out there who's watching this video, you're thinking, oh, I'm moving to Beijing, and maybe you're going to do whatever. You're teaching, you got a professional position. Don't go there. This should just mean, like I said, and I mentioned this in the previous video, like Louis C.K., David Letterman was like, oh, what's going on in China? He's like, Louis C.K. was like, yeah, oh, I like Chinese culture. I'd go back to China, but he said I would not go back to Beijing. And that's the thing. And another comedian is crazy. See with this weather. This guy was out with his kid, and his kid was looking up in the sky. He took him to another part of China, and his kid was like, what's that up in the sky? And he had to explain to his kid what clouds were. I know that sounds crazy, but like in Beijing, the weather is so bad. I'm not joking around. It's just so bad, and it's so unhealthy, and not even just physically, just mentally. Um, like I said, I'll take cloudy weather that's from the result of you know rain, or thunderstorms. I love that. I love, I think that's natural and it's necessary. But cloud, a dark overcast, and the other thing is it gets cold as hell in Beijing. So personally, it's these kind of things I just can't stomach that. The manners, bad manners. Um, if you look if you look up Chinese, Google like Chinese mainlanders, bad bad habits, bad tourists. There's all these reports about complaints about people from China having bad manners, and they have bad manners when they go to Hong Kong. They have bad manners when they go to United Kingdom. It's not that they're bad people; it's just that they have different culture. And but Beijing is just ridiculous. Like the pushing, and you're on the train, there's like a lot of pushing and shoving and spitting. Another thing they do, and like I don't understand this, is like people are quick to take a piss, quick to defecate, quick to urinate anywhere. Like somebody will just take a dump in the middle of the street. And there's this guy on YouTube actually. He's from China, mainland China. He came to Hong Kong. He just decided to take a dump in the middle of the street. And like people here, they don't have that here. They don't mess around like that here. They want to kick his ass up out of here. So there's reports about mainland China being like very having bad habits. So that's something you're gonna. It's at first it's funny as a joke, but after a while, just like it really takes its toll on you. So continuing the ugly, the escape from Beijing. When I first got to Beijing, I met some people who had been there a year or so, and they were leaving, and it's just like look on their faces, like I gotta go, I gotta get the hell out of here. So it's not just me complaining, it's just like Beijing is like an endurance test at some point. um, I talked to them about expats, and the joke with them is who has the top, who can bear Beijing, and it's just for me, like I said, it started getting unbearable and it started getting cold, and the pollution was so bad. You wake up in the morning, you see this thick smog, and it it just it's they try to downplay the effects, but really, and the other problem that I have to say from an ugly perspective, Beijing is very ugly. It's like imagine any part of town where you live at, where there's just a bunch of like factories and things like that. You take that color, and it's just this very stale color that is pervasive throughout the city. So I couldn't recommend that anybody go there. So I'm gonna finish this up. Dating in Beijing. Now for guys, for men, dating is cool, regardless of whether you're African, you're European. If you're European, the women will love you. Chinese women love some European guys, and you don't have to be good looking. You just be white. They love white. And this leads into another subject: whiteface jobs. So this is something that is still very popular in China right now. Whiteface jobs. So if you're just white, you show up. There are companies that will hire you to show up at meetings, not to say anything, and they'll pay you what kind of ridiculous amounts of money to sit in their meeting and act like you're an expert. Like, I worked with one guy. He told me stories that he worked for a company for several months, and they would just have him go to different meetings. They didn't want him to learn Chinese. He was just they were just using his face to endorse their alcohol, and he would just go out with them and drink with them, and that's all he did for several months. And he just said it got to him emotionally. It's something that it kind of ate at his soul. But it's something that goes on regularly right now, still in Beijing, and that's it's hard to say it's so. Or you'll read positions, like if you're looking for a job, you'll read advertisements, right? You'll read, and it'll clearly say European only, European wanted only. So the race factor there is very it's very something that's very real. So I just want to mention that um, my vote on Beijing as a whole is down. Not in China. China's popping right now, but stay away from Beijing. All right. Unless feel free to write to me, but I have to say there's actually no natural reason why anyone of any ethnic group, any ethnicity, profession think about moving to Beijing. Peace.